Why are we not doing more to protect our finance teams from the cyber scams directed at them? Maybe it's because we aren't giving our people the right level of focus. The finance department is critically important in the fight against cybercrime. Not only are they at the top of the food chain for hackers, but they are a major influence on how other parts of the business defend against cyber. For example, they look after the credit cards that facilitate SaaS software purchasing by other departmental heads. And they can have an impact in determining what software gets bought and avoid shadow IT. They also need to start owning their own cyber defense by getting one of these little beauties. But more on that later. CFOs and finance leaders are well versed in financial risk and have years of experience dealing with financial fraud. But people leave cyber scams up to the information security people, and I think that's wrong. Cyber fraud has a huge impact on financial teams, and I'm here to give you 3 strategies to mitigate your financial risks related to cybercrime. Firstly, I don't believe that finance teams get the right level of attention and training when it comes to cybersecurity. But they are uniquely placed not only to make a powerful contribution to minimizing data breaches, but to also act as a key line of your defense. Now, you won't find cyber criminals make the mistake of treating accounting and admin folks like everyone else. Oh no. Criminal gangs these days have sophisticated go-to-market strategies, and they know who their ideal client or victim is. And guess what? Right at the top of their shopping list is the finance team. So the solution is to train your finance team on the cyber risks that relate to their role. Yes, we've trained them on basic cyber threats, but we need education that reflects the myriad of scams unique to the finance department, meaning we need security training that is personalized for finance people, not bland vanilla stuff. Next up, if a hacker gets access to your password management system, you're screwed. Let's talk about passwords. Who owns the keys to the kingdom in the finance department? Well, that's the people who have access to the passwords. The sheer number of passwords finance employees have to manage and remember increases the risk of them reusing and sharing, which will normally compromise security. In my view, the standard password approach for the rest of the organization is not fit for purpose for the finance team. They need a unique departmental password management strategy specifically for their needs. I like to think of password management systems the way we did fireproof safes of 20 years ago. With a safe, you needed to protect the key at all cost. In today's world, the key is called multi-factor authentication, and it typically relies on mobile phones with texts and authenticator apps. But hackers know this, and they have clever social engineering methods to prompt employees into handing over their credentials to them. And if a hacker does get access to your finance password management system, you really are screwed. So you can go one step better than multi-factor authentication and use a key device like this. This will protect your password storage system with a physical key similar to what we have here. This is a YubiKey. There are other vendors out there like it. They need to be FIDO2 compatible. That's right, it's called FIDO, I kid you not. This physical device will protect you and your team against a whole pile of financial scams and phishing attacks. Anyway, you just need a layered approach to password safety for the finance department. And that's where the finance leadership and information security brainiacs should work together to implement a secure key solution like this one. Let's talk about the protection of financial data and how this affects the finance team. Firstly, there's a ton of regulation around data protection and privacy. What I can tell you is that the seriousness of regulatory sanctions is directly related to how confidential the data was. We all know that financial data contains some of the most sensitive content, such as bank details, tax information, payroll information, and so on. So getting finance employees clear on the need to protect finance data is really important. Now, cyber criminals, they know the value of financial data and look to steal specific pieces of information from finance team, like age debtor lists, for example. Why, I hear you ask? Well, it's because they take the list of companies who owe you money, and then they systematically, using scams and whatnot, reroute payment to themselves. This is where your data leak leads to the hacking of your supply chain. So what can we do here? Well, the first step is to make sure that all your finance people know which systems and data stores are important and help them understand what you want to do to protect them. The key is not to assume that the finance team members know what to do. You have an obligation to help them prioritize this sensitive data. And we have to keep in mind, data is, after all, a financial asset. Finance leadership can make a huge difference to the organization's cyber defenses by owning the finance-specific risks posed by finance scam. The natural extension of existing financial fraud controls to cover financial cyber risk is a great way to get accounting and admin staff on board. I hope that these 3 strategies will provide practical advice that you and your team can implement with minimal cost and effort to make sure you don't find yourself on the wrong side of a data breach. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you soon.